Have you ever given a lot of thought, ever wondered about the best stuff you can do for your money and what you can really do to help your financial future? I mean, there's a bunch of different stuff that you might have heard, but there's a couple things I want to go over that anyone can do. Anyone can do for your finances to improve them, get ahead, do whatever it is that you need to do to get from where you are now to where you want to be. And the first thing you got to do is a budget. Come on, you knew this, right? If you're spending more than you earn, you're never going to get ahead. It's a sure sign that your finances are headed for trouble, right? So the best way to make sure that your income is greater than your expenses is to track those expenses. A month, 2, 3 months. Then take that information, make a budget. It can be a very simple budget, but you still need to make a budget. Now that we have that budget in place, we know where our money's going. Let's start tackling that debt, right? You got to pay it off and stay out of debt. Because one of the best things you can do is get rid of it all. Get rid of all the debt, right? So to get started, you could focus on your most expensive debt, right? Credit cards and loans that charge you the highest interest. And once you paid off all those debts, you focus on paying off stuff like your mortgage, right? For your mortgage, you could consider splitting your monthly payment in half and paying bi-weekly. Then you could have extra payments if you can afford it. This is going to shave years off your mortgage and save you a bunch of money in interest. Now, we got our budget. We're out of debt. You know what it's time for? Preparing for the future. Now, saving money for the future, kind of a big deal. If you don't set savings goals and steadily work towards them, you will have to rely on credit when times get tough. You might even need to work through your retirement years to supplement your small government pension, right? Entering your retirement may also be delayed. It could even be impossible, especially if you're in debt, right? Because you're still making all those payments. That's why we got to pay off the debt. Start saving on a regular basis. You can use tax-free savings accounts or, a bunch of other stuff that earn just a little bit of interest, stuff like that. And then plan for your retirement. Figure out how much money you're going to need to retire comfortably and then start saving. Now, this money also makes a great rainy day fund if you lose your job or, suffer some sort of unexpected financial setback. Make sure you have enough insurance. Accidents, they happen, right? It's just part of life. 1 in 4 people, they get hurt on the job. Natural disasters can cost you thousands of dollars in damage to your home. You got to make sure you have enough insurance for the place you live and the lifestyle you have. Right? Write a will and decide who gets your assets and take care of your children when you die. This is going to let you decide who benefits from all of your hard work that you put in. Now, when we talk about saving, we got to make sure we understand that, due to the magic of compound interest, even when rates are low, someone who starts saving for their retirement early doesn't have to save as much as someone who starts saving later in life. Right? So start saving early, but it's also never too late to start. If 2 people decide to save for retirement, but one starts at 21 and the other at 31, the 21-year-old can save $100 per month until they're 65 and accumulate a little over $250,000 for their retirement. Now, the person who starts at 31, on the other hand, they're going to have to save almost $200 a month to have the same amount by the same age. That's almost twice as much. That's a lot. So the second person would have to pay, to make up for those 10 years, they're going to have to pay almost twice as much, right? So it's never too late to begin saving, but you really need to start as early as possible. And the earlier you start, the better off you're going to be. Now, this is a big topic. A lot of people don't want to do this. But a lot of people will do more research before buying a TV or watching a show or, some arbitrary thing than they will before purchasing an investment or buying a home, right? Make sure that's not you. Buying a home and saving for retirement are two of the biggest financial decisions most people will ever make. So you need to make sure you're doing your homework. You're doing all the research that you need to do before you make any major financial decision, before you make any large purchase. You need to sit down, do the research, really look into the numbers, and figure out what's best for you. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want what they want, and that's it. We can't do that. We got to look into it, right? You got to do your homework. And of course, one of the last things we need to talk about, sometimes you just need to sleep on it. You know? Don't be so quick to make those big financial decisions. Don't just, control those impulses, right? Because there are no major financial decisions or major purchases that need to be made on the spot. They don't need to be made on the spot. In fact, being pressured into making a hasty financial decision, it's a warning sign that the deal is probably not nearly as good as you think it is. Now, all worthwhile opportunities, they're going to be there another day. Just got to be a little patient. Just be a little patient. It'll come back around. It's better to wait and learn a cheap lesson than hastily run into something and learn an expensive lesson. Right? Do you want to pass up on, the new car that came out, and then maybe you find out down the road it had a bunch of problems with it and cost, thousands of dollars to repair? Or you missed out on an opportunity. Maybe the car turned out to have almost no problems and it had better, gas mileage than you thought. And you're like, you missed out, but an opportunity will come around for another one. Now, when you take time to sleep on big decisions, you also have time to consider alternatives. Evaluate, whether you really need to do this. And probably get, some other opinions or some information. Again, you need to do your research and you can ask other people. Now, these are wise things to do every single time you're going to make a big decision. But it's really, really, really necessary for financial decisions. You're trying to help yourself get ahead. You don't want to make a financial decision that's going to put you even further behind. Make sure, when you're on this journey from getting where you are to where you want to be, you're doing whatever you can to get ahead. Right? Don't try to go too fast. You're going to trip over your own feet. You're going to set yourself back. You're going to slow yourself down. Just take it slow, think it through, do your research, make a plan of attack, and I promise you're going to get to where you want to go a lot sooner than you think. Before you go, I'd like you do me a quick little favor. There's that little thumbs up button down there below the video. Come on, hit that thumbs up button. Ain't no big deal, right? It's free. That subscribe button, it's not too far from that thumbs up button either. What you waiting on? Subscribe to the channel. But, till I see you guys in the next video, y'all be safe.